Greetings, I am Mary. I am Mary, Mother of Change, Mother of One, Mother of You, Mother of all. Yes, my essence is blue diamond. You have an expression upon your planet. Dust to dust. Well, it should be diamonds to diamonds. Because that is who you are. Oh, so much more. Magenta and violet, pink and gold. But as you return to your essential self, what remains? What stands long after everything else is gone? My pattern, dear heart, in conjoining, not conjunction, conjoining with you. Never do I or have I, or will I, because I do not will such, to override your unique design. But part of that design, part of the essential nature of that pattern and design, of who you are, who you have been, who you always will be in and out of form, is my blue diamond. We cannot, and we will not, be separated. We cannot be severed. What is possible is what I create, what I birth. And I do not birth separation. I do not birth isolation. I do not birth pain. Now, does that mean, my sweet angels, that you have not known moments or years of pain? Yes, for it has been the pathway that some of you have chosen or endured to assist in the transformation of the collective. But is it your natural state of being? Absolutely not. Not in the Pleiades, Arcturus, Andromeda, CCC, or out of form. It is not the truth of who you are. For you are of love. You are of joy. You are of truth. You are of peace. You are of humility. You are of awe and excitement and wonder. Now, why do I come this day? Other than the fact that you are precious and I love you? You would think that would be reason enough, would you not? And from my position, it is always enough because it is all. But there are a couple of things in this time of unfoldment, and yes, what my son has called extraordinary change, that I wish to mention. I have spoken to thee that this is a time of my new time. And I have explained, and I explain again, about the concept and the reality of the fluidity of time. That before you have felt as human beings that you were moving in the linear direction of cement solidified from one point to another, trudging along as best you could. And that this experience of time, bracketed by infinity and eternity, is the experience of being alive. But I also say to you, in my new time, yes, still within the brackets, that there is a fluidity. Think of it either as the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, or a quiet lake or a pond, a rushing river or a quiet creek. It is liquid. And you may dive or skip upon the waves or ride those huge waves that you have spoken of earlier. It matters not. What I want you to understand is that there is a freedom that you have not known before of movement in this spectrum, in this bracket that you think of as time. Now, why am I being so emphatic? Because very few of you are taking up the understanding and translating it related to your multidimensional selves and playing with it in the way in which it is intended. Now, each of you have had miraculous times, happy times, joyous times, painful times, times of grief, times of sorrow. You've had a gambit in this very brief thing that you call life. Why are you not being the tiny seabird or the hawk and skipping down to where you have known the greatest sense of joy and fulfillment, picking up that sensation, that knowing, that experience, and bringing it into, dropping it down into your heart and your current experience of time right now? Why are you not taking that joyous time, that time of peace on earth, of abundance, of peace, literally, and bringing it forward into the creation of Nova Earth? Yes, this has been a planet of war for far too long. But there have been pockets of peace. And even when the entire planet has been at war, what you have called world wars, which is rather strange, but even in those times, there have been pockets where perfect peace and joy and serenity has existed. The ravages of war did not touch every corner of the planet. Giraffes were not carrying machetes and machine guns. Rabbits in the Adirondacks were not carrying grenades. Go to those places of peace and joy and bring it into your current reality, and then catapult it into your near future and your future future. And then if you wish to truly be creative, throw it beyond your personal bracket into the next millennia. I want you, I am asking, I am inviting, I am encouraging you as strongly as I can, beloveds, to play with time. Now, part of this second subject is you are also learning, shifting into a new experience of beingness. Your life your society, your global belief system of the old third has been based on achievement and doing, pass or fail, success or fail. Well, there is no such thing as failure. And it is an adjunct to the grievous atrocity of judgment. So we eliminate that. Now, I am not suggesting to thee that doing, completing, achieving what your heart desires is not desirable, because it is. It is part of your unfoldment within my unfoldment. But increasingly, many of you also feel this sense of stillness, of simply being, that you are in a sense of waiting. What you are doing is adjusting. I have said learning, but think of it as a slight adjustment. To be in your beingness without the impetus or the requirement to constantly feel or believe or think that you must be doing. You are learning, beloveds, to do without doing, to know without seeking, to love without confirmation, simply because you are the love. If I were to share every detail of this unfoldment, you would not comprehend 99% of what I say. Your human, curious self has this desire to know, but what you are learning to be comfortable with is not knowing, although that is part of it. It is the comfort of simply being in the knowingness of your being. To know as you sit here this day in meditation and union with me, that you and we are transforming this entire planet and far beyond. And it is not achieved by running hither and yon. It is achieved by staying in your heart and being the love, because that accomplishes everything. And from that place, you take appropriate action that you either desire to do or don't do. But it is you. And I am within you, as you are within me. We surround you. You are encircled by this entire council of love, which is far greater than you can imagine as well. So there are two things. Being in the stillness, and yes, preferably the still point, of simply being the truth, the anchor, the beacon, the transmitter of who you are, and playing with time. I am asking you, my children, my beloveds, to practice this to anchor this, to get comfortable with this, because it is the new way. You are already upon Nova Earth. You are already the new you. You are already the Nova being. You were asleep, and while you were sleeping, you changed. So gently awaken to your glorified self. Know and feel and embrace the truth and the love and the flexibility and freedom of who you really are. I am with you. Go in peace. Farewell.